Good morning, Newark High School. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming. Well, sort of. Anyway, my name is Justin.
And I'm Jack. And this is Jack and Justin in the morning.
Now, if all of you lovely folks at home could please do me the favor of removing your caps, hats, cranium catchers, and grad caps for this real this time, and join me in standing for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, if you could please throw it over to Jack Frost with the weather.
Good morning, Newark High School. So for today's weather, we're currently sitting at a 66 with a high of 81 and a low of 55. We have sunny and clear skies ahead, so should be some great weather today. Now I'm going to throw it right back over to Justin.
Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Frost. Now, I'd like to relay the message that the junior class is still selling lanyards as a fundraiser for their class. If you're interested in buying and or selling these lanyards, please contact Cody Aquesta.
And in other news, if you're interested in partaking in the summer driver's course and would like more information, please refer to the Newark webpage or contact Miss Berry at 315-332-3285.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. As most of you know, today is the Senior Pride Day, which means students will be receiving their yearbooks.
And this led to us wondering how we could commemorate this year's edition of the Arcadian.
So, we've contacted a bunch of our teachers we've had throughout our time here at Newark High School and asked for their permission to assign them their own superlatives.
And before we go on to prove for once and for all that teachers need to start saying no to our ideas, first we'd like to invite Izzy to join us and help us present our superlatives.
Come here, Izzy.
Hey, Izzy, how are you today?
Fantastic.
Love to hear it.
And now, for the first and last time, we'd like to present the Jack and Justin in the Morning Superlative Special.
Our first teacher is Mrs. Austin, an English teacher both Jack and I have had. And she has been voted most likely to wish Jack and Justin put the amount of effort they do into their papers as they do into script writing. And Mr. Truget's most likely to wish we put no effort into script writing at all.
Next up, we have Mr. Dalton, who has been voted most likely to be the next Mr. Clean.
The next superlative will be going to Miss Bailey, who has been voted most likely to throw her face on everything to the point that she gets diagnosed with a case of narcissism worse than Jack's. Happy birthday, Miss Bailey.
Happy birthday. Now wait, we keep saying voted. Who voted on these superlatives?
Why, we did.
We did.
Nice. And our next superlative goes to Mr. DeYoung, most likely to be the luckiest dad in all of Marion, who has had neither Jack or Justin date their daughters. Well.
And Mr. Harrington will be receiving the superlative for most likely to be the fourth member of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Mr. Johnson, you've been voted as most likely to be a top Google search result for the term most generic man ever.
And Mr. Eakins has been voted the most likely to be the result of the first grader's composite sketch drawing of Anderson Cooper.
Miss Damick will be receiving the superlative for most likely to be far overdue for a coffee crash on any day now.
And the next superlative goes to Miss Engels for most likely to, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, you to death.
Mrs. Roth-Pearl gets the award for being the most likely to have me date their child.
Such lazy writing on my part, yet still one of my favorite jokes.
Anyways, Mr. Salent will be receiving the superlative for most likely to be mistaken with an ancient relic on an A-Push field trip.
Mrs. Garrett gets the award for most likely to now have guests exclusively park in her driveway. I'm so sorry.
Miss Olson will be receiving the superlative for most likely to have a diet exclusively on protein powder and cross-country runner tears.
And now a special guest, my girlfriend, Gabby Taylor.
Mr. Sutton will be receiving the superlative for most likely to know literally anything about every single topic. I'm so desperate for a pass on the accounting file. Please give me 100.
Thank you, Gabby.
Mrs. Walters will be receiving our superlative for most likely to be an extra in a Chainsmokers music video.
Mrs. Flock will be receiving the superlative for most likely to show absolutely no favoritism towards me whatsoever.
And Mr. Humphrey will receive the superlative for most likely to pull a Goldilocks and go berserk the moment you move one of his band chairs.
Oh wait, did Bleak think he was in the clear? Mr. Bleak will receive the superlative for most likely to be asked if he has his senior privileges when trying to leave the building.
And now we'll be moving on to the two scariest superlatives.
Ah, yes. Administration.
So without further ado, Mr. Dentel will be receiving the superlative for most likely to have a part-time job as a mall Santa.
Mr. Ganster will be receiving the most likely to be Channel 8's next leading weatherman. I mean, did you see those thunderstorms Tuesday? Sheesh.
And not an administrator, but he does oversee our show. Mr. Serini will be receiving the superlative for most likely to have censored this script to the nines.
And with that, we'd like to inform you that this week's Book of the Week is the 2020-2021 edition of The Arcadian.
And that concludes our show. I'm Justin.
I'm Izzy.
And I'm Jack, and this has been Jack and Izzy and Justin in the morning.
And have a wonderful day, all you lovely folks.